This story happened in 2014 in Murrieta, California. I worked at a grocery store. A couple of my coworkers had gone to this old mining town near Joshua Tree, into these old gold mines. They brought a Ouija board with them and were able to communicate with some miners that had passed in the area. At the time, I was very skeptical about these kinds of things. I was like, oh, if you guys are ever going to do it again, I'd be really interested to see what that's like and experience that for myself. A couple weeks later, one of the girls that owned the Ouija board invited me to go with her to her grandmother's grave. We went to the cemetery around sunset and set up a blanket, just a nice little area on top of her grave. The girl that's grandmother's grave we were at led the whole thing. Me and one other girl were there as well. There were 3 of us total. We were sitting there. We all 3 had our fingers on the planchette. I had mine barely touching it, hovering it, because I'm skeptical. We sign on the Ouija board. We go to say hello. That's what she told us we're supposed to do. You sign on. We go to say hello. She starts asking questions. Is there anyone here with us? We didn't really get any responses. The planchette kept moving from T, then to U, T to U. It kept going back and forth very slowly. That was the only response we got the whole time. We sat there for 30 minutes, maybe an hour, just seeing if anything else would happen. Nothing else happened, so we gathered up our gear. They had the idea to go to this, what is referred to as the Haunted Mill. That's in Murrieta. It's a spooky place that teenagers go at night just to get spooked out. I had been a couple times to drive by, but they were like, let's go do the Ouija board over there. They thought we'd get some sort of response. We go over to the mill. It's pitch black out. The mill had been vandalized and broken into a lot over the years. There was a chain link fence and barbed wire on the top. We didn't bother going inside of it, but we thought just merely being in its vicinity was enough. We set up the Ouija board and a little blanket across the street. There was a dirt field across the street. It was just us, dirt field, and the mill. All 3 of us had our finger on the planchette. We sign on to say hello. The girl who was leading asked if there was anybody with us. This time the planchette went to yes. She asked a few other questions. One of them was, what is your name? It started to spell my grandfather's name, which is not a common name in the States. The hairs on the back of my neck were standing up. Then it started to spell my last name. My last name is Dutch and very hard to spell. Even people that have known me for years have a hard time spelling my last name. I immediately was going into fight or flight mode. I was really scared. I figured the girls I was with probably didn't know my grandfather's name. At first I thought they were pulling a prank on me or something. I looked at them and was like, oh, this is my grandfather's name that it just spelled. My friend continued to ask questions. She said, do you have something that you want to say to Mollie? It went to yes again. What's your message for Mollie? It spelled Getready. I said, get ready. She said, for what? It spelled Death. Death. I immediately was having an out-of-body experience. We signed off. My 2 friends were very scared. They grabbed their stuff, ran off to their car. I had been sitting crisscross applesauce the whole time. I went to stand up. My legs were numb. I fell into this ditch that was there. I lost my car keys. Having a panic attack, I look up and my friends are at their cars. They're getting ready to go. I couldn't find my car keys, so I pull my phone out, get my flashlight. I'm looking for my keys. I finally find them. I run into my car and drive off. I don't look back. We let each other know when we got home. Over the next couple of weeks, we were checking in with each other a lot to see how everyone was feeling. We were all really freaked out by it. In the months after that, even years, I've asked them repeatedly if they've ever had another experience like that, or if they were possibly playing a prank on me, and they've never owned up to it if they were, but that's something that has scared me. It's been almost 10 years. It's still something that I think about. From what I experienced, I don't think either of them messed with a Ouija board again after that. The logical side of me wants to say that they were messing with me, but I think it would have been really hard for them to find my Dutch grandfather's name somewhere, and to know that that's something that would scare me. I went in with the title of a skeptic, and I feel like maybe I was targeted because of that. I would say know what you're getting yourself into. Listen to stories like these before you do something like that. I haven't been to that specific area because I don't live there any longer, but I, in general, like abandoned places, spooky places. I actually told my dad this story within the last couple years. The grandfather mentioned in the story is my dad's dad. I never told him. I didn't want him to have a weird memory of his dad after hearing it, but I wanted to share it with him. He adamantly is like, my dad would never try to scare you like that, and would never tell you to get ready for death in a negative, scary way. If he had said that, he would have meant it as in, live your life to the fullest, always prepared, be prepared that you don't always have the promise of tomorrow. That's given me peace about the story too. I don't think it was my grandfather. I never did research into this because I'm too scared, but one of my friends that I experienced this with, she had done some research into demons and spirits. She said there is a demon that will imitate relatives with repeating letters like we had experienced at the cemetery. If that's the case, I'm really glad we signed off when we did and didn't do it again. This experience just gave me a really well-rounded view of this kind of thing. I don't consider myself a skeptic or a full believer. I put it into the category of something unexplained, something I might never know the answer to.